Derek, first thing today is welcome to Home Park, your new home. What do you think of it?
Yeah, it looks magnificent. I think that the new stands are really looking well, and if you look at the pitch as well, it's coming along nicely. It's starting to green up, and we'll be ready for the start of the season.
You've come from Ross County, which is the northernmost output of British football, and here we are in the sort of southern and westernmost output of British football. It's a long journey. How did it come about? How did you make that?
Yeah, it's a long journey, but I think that in football this is a big football club, and pleasure to obviously come here and work for Argyle. It's wanting to get back to where it thinks it belongs, and that's in the Championship. And for me, it's the ambition that this football club wants to show, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to try and make the football club successful, like John Sheridan did before, and to move that on.
At Ross County, you had this almost unbroken, unparalleled success for 7 seasons, 8 seasons. I mean, how was that achieved?
It was achieved in hard work, and it was bringing a lot of people and a lot of the community together. It was about not only building a first team but building a football club, and I think that's important. I think it's important to try and build a football club, and that's what we'll try and do here.
And personally speaking, you won the Scottish Manager of the Year award, which is, as a First Division manager as well, that must have been a tremendous honour for you.
Yeah, I was delighted. Obviously, we won the First Division, and we went on a magnificent run. It ended up being a 40-game unbeaten run going into the Premiership, and had a fantastic squad there. But coming here and hopefully using the skills I have, from being at Ross County and moving that on to Argyle, then that'll help me.
You've had a wee break from football because you parted company with Ross County at the beginning of last season. What have you been doing in the meantime?
Yeah, well, it's been good for me from the point of view. I've been in Spain, and I've watched a number of clubs in Spain in their winter camp, a couple of German teams as well. Been to the USA and watched Chicago Fire as well in their setup, and it just really taken aboard everything you've learnt at Ross County, but also to enhance your views on the game, and really be ready for your next move.
So it was a useful break, really.
Yeah, really, and I think that you learn a lot when you're out of the game, and the experiences you had when you're in the game, and taking that forward.
You said in an interview I read online that you wanted to get back into football because you missed the pressure. That sounds a bit sort of strange, but what do you mean by that?
Well, I think that when you're under pressure, sometimes you perform better, and you want to do well, and that's I'm driven, I'm determined, and I want to succeed, and with that you're going to get pressure, and I think that that's what drives me on.
In terms of style, in terms of shape, in terms of pattern, what's the Derek Adams philosophy?
Well, I think over time, I think that in certain games you play a different formation from against different opponents, and I'm not rigid on the style of formation that I have. I think that's open depending on the game and depending on where we are in the season. And I've played a whole host of styles in my team. It depends on the player you have and who blends in well.
You mentioned the players. Of course, you'll be aware that the squad players at the moment. So does it go without saying that strengthening is your priority, and how are you going to go about that?
Yeah, I mean, strengthening is a priority, and obviously we've got a core of the squad from last season. We'll definitely obviously have to add to that, and over the coming weeks then we'll look to do so.
Another thing I read on one of your interviews was that you really enjoy working with the young players of the club, and in fact when you were at Ross County you would take time out on the Saturday morning before a first team game to actually sort of make time for them as well. That's important to you.
Yeah, I think it is. I think at any football club that you want to look after the youngsters, and I think that brings the whole community. You want to see a local player coming into the first team, being through the youth academy, and then finally playing for Plymouth Argyle, and I think that's what can benefit the whole city.
So what can our players expect when they report for pre-season training from their new gaffer?
They'll expect to work hard, and that's the main thing. And if we can work hard, they'll get plenty of information from myself and my coaching staff to improve. We'll improve them as people and as football players. And one thing that we want to do is create an enthusiastic atmosphere at the games, which it can be. And I think over the years, and they've taken a lot of fans away from home, but the enthusiasm at home, is beneficial as well.
I know you're only hours into your job, but do you have any aims? Do you have any ambitions, any targets for the coming season?
Yeah, you also got targets, and I think that you always want to do well. Plymouth Argyle had a fantastic season last season, get into the playoffs, so I think that we've got to try and push to be in there again.
I think you're the 47th manager to have managed Plymouth Argyle. 12 of them have been Scots, and I think 5 of the 8 promotions the club's have been won under Scottish managers. What is it about you Scots that make good football managers?
Well, obviously over the years we've been a lot of time in England and been able to really, I think, a determination. We've got a desire, we've got a work ethic that works well for us, and I think we try and instill that in our teams, and that's what I hope to instill down here in Devon.
Last question, a bit of a cheeky one. Are you looking forward to playing Newport County this season?
Yeah, I am. I think that Big Terry, was my manager at Motherwell, and we came up against each other in Inverness. So really looking forward to that one. I think it'll be a feisty encounter.
Excellent, lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.